All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Online Play Weekend. Looks like there's only a couple games on. There's a lot of people in the lobby right now, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of people playing games right now. Um, let's see what we can do here. Maybe we can get an OCS game in. Uh, there, we'll do that, and then we'll just change that back. So let's see what table we can get up and running. Maybe we can get an OCS game in and see what's going on this weekend. For those of you who missed my weekly show, uh, or just curious what the foil cards are, we'll pull them up in here because I believe that they've been added. Yeah. So Kit Fisto has the AI image that is the light side card for this year, and dark side is Snoke. So Snoke's got the AI image right now, the hollow image, and those are the live foils that we will be giving out as well if you follow the steps and play a game this weekend and submit your game link. But yeah, looks like there are quite a few leagues that were created. Batmouse went a little crazy, basically creating online play weekend leagues for any format you can think of. Premier New Hope, Premier through Hoth, Premier through Dagobah, all the way up through classic No V cards, no shields. He made two of the same league. And all the way up through the one that's probably the most popular is the Open League. Yeah, this one has quite a few players in it. So still plenty of time to get in, and the joining price is only 1 silver, so you have plenty of opportunities to join, complete some leagues, get some foil cards, get some packs, and then of course submit your game links. Um, doesn't look like anybody wants to play right now. A lot of people probably have already finished some of their games. As we look at the OCS standings, Eric 10-0. Yeah, he beat me the other day. He was 8-0. I was 5-2. We played a pretty close game, but had a couple things just not go my way. A couple minor little things that just sort of bounced away from me. You know, you've only got like 5 or 6. I was playing EBO. I only had like 6 or 7 characters in the deck, but I kept drawing them for Battle Destiny, which was unpleasant and unfortunate. So it happens. Thus is Star Wars. He played well. He made good decisions. Had an extra ship that I wasn't quite expecting to, so he pulled out a small, narrow victory. But we'll see what goes on from here. I guess we'll take a quick peek at some of these other games going on just to keep ourselves entertained while we are waiting. I'll move this window over here so I don't accidentally miss my game getting started. Oh, Throne Room, Hoth CRV. He got good activation. He's He's got docking bays. He got the bridge. Throne room got both of its locations out, plus their docking bay. Yeah, Darkside's going to be struggling for force this game, I think, against Throne Room. That's why I've never really played the Hot CRV deck much. I tried it a couple times, and it just felt like against Throne Room or Hitco decks that your opponent really doesn't give up any force, it just sort of struggled really hard. Because a lot of your stuff is more expensive. A walker and a guy costs 8. You're probably playing capitals with a couple of pilots so they can double up, and then you're spending like 10 or 12 force to get a ship into space, whereas light side stuff is a lot cheaper. And when you're only getting, you give yourself like 10, 12 at best, and your opponent gives you none. Um, and then they're getting like 15 to 16. It can be a little bit challenging for the Hoth deck to compete. It does seem like there's like 25 people online right now, but nobody wants to play OCS games, or they finished them already, I guess. There's a handful of people who already have finished their 12 games. And I was hoping to join that list this week. So I'm gonna take a short audio break and just mute my mic for a minute. I gotta check a voicemail that I got last night. All right, and just like it never fails, as soon as you start doing something else, immediately somebody else would like to play. All right, so we're gonna play Old Allies. Okay, map Old Allies. That's a nice classic episode 7 matchup here. One we've certainly seen more than a few times. We're gonna put the village to the right. The landing site, rather. Yeah. We'll start You'll Be Dead. I haven't played this deck in a little while, so it's going to take me a little bit to remember exactly what the heck I'm doing. He's got Maneuvering Flaps, he's got Kaelor Slug, and he's got Chasm. While this is certainly not going to be your standard style of deck, so we're going to grab Hux. Oh, hey, thanks for watching, Ordination. You forget how to play Star Wars. You used to play. Well, always a good way to learn is to watch other people doing it. So that's what we try and learn. That's what I do with the weekly show, where I do the game reviews. Try to explain people the mechanics of things so that they can get themselves reacclimated back into how the game is played. It's changed a lot over the years, so new cards and new card types have changed all that. So okay, so we activate one. Go get my shuttle. Already got my finalizer, so I don't need to pull that with bow to the first order. So 7 force, which is enough for Kylo for 3, shuttle for yeah, it all costs 7 total. Okay. So we got our Mitaka, so we could do a shuttle play as well. Go to his system. Let's see if our system is in there. Our system is in there. He's playing speeders. I don't know that I want to pull that exterior sight right away, so we're going to grab the interior one first. Kylo and his lightsaber are both in there as well. Okay. Now the question is where do we put everything? He gets 7 force. He doesn't have strike planning. He doesn't have a brave resistance. So he's going to be hurting for activation, and he's not going to have the ability to just do the standard Lando Rey. I mean, he can still pull the sight, and that'll get him Rey, but he won't have access necessarily to Lando. He's got flaps, so he can get matching speeder guys. So maybe we want to stay away from that for now. And we'll put the shuttle over here. Gets me a Kylo. Kylo gets me a card out of my used pile, which I can choose from anything that I want. Ooh, there's a couple. Well, this one's not as good because he started Kaylor Slug. Close call's probably pretty useful. I don't necessarily need any troopers right now. I could take the command back so I could use it again, possibly in space with Hux and the finalizer. That seems like the best play, so we're going to take the command back. We go get the lightsaber once per game with that card. He gets 7. Let's go for broke here. What can he really do with 7? Actually 6, because he needs 1 to battle. So let's try and put max pressure on him. Plus we're going to flip. That should also make things a little more challenging for him too. That's an aggressive first turn. Usually I don't go quite this fast, but with my opponent only getting a little bit of force, I'm going to see if I can't lean on him a little bit and then hopefully just make him crack. I was like 11 or 12. Everyone's much older. Pat Zygos taught me how to play. I know Pat Zygos from the Clark Summit area of northern Pennsylvania. He's going to convert the sights. It's going to hurt my activation a little bit, but it's going to let me force drain for one extra. Alright, so he got the encampment. He had the village from hand. There's Ray. That'll get him a used pile card. And I'll probably also draw one from the bottom and then move. But I don't see him taking off right away. He's going to reveal Rogue 2, looking for Zev. No Zev, but we'll get a peek here. Wow. Okay, so we got a power harpoon. We've got dual laser cannons and a couple of ships. Wyosley and Spaceport speeders. Wow. Okay, some crazy stuff going on here. Dual laser cannons for his speeders. They shoot vehicles pretty well. Stay sharp. Spaceport speeders to sell vehicles. And activate a bunch of force. This could get crazy pretty quick if he's got all this stuff going on, but okay. He's got Poe on the Falcon. He'll walk Ray over. I assume they will get in and then take off. That's going to keep me on the 7 side, though. Turns the Falcon into Starship mode. No, it's in Starship mode. He kept it in vehicle. It was in vehicle mode. He moves over in front of Kylo. All right, so it's immune to less than 4. He's getting 2 Battle Destiny because of Poe and Rey. But he's going to have to pay whatever or lose to draw those destinies. And this thing is just maneuver 5. So we're going to go kind of ballsy here ourselves on turn 2. We got Phasma, Hux, a Trooper, a gun, an Imp Command to limit him to 1 draw. And we can just try and just go all out. But first things first, don't forget to force drain. That's one of the things I used to struggle with when I was a younger player. You get so excited about the big battle and everything you're going to deploy that you just skip right through your control phase. I used to have to write FD on my thumb as a kid to remember to force drain. Not really allowed. It's considered a game aid, but you know, I was 16. Nobody really said a whole lot to me. There's Life Debt and Commander Wedge going off the top. Okay. Choose control, action, or pass. We're going to pass. We're going to go to deploy now. So we're going to drop Phasma first. Can't imagine what it was giving him a response for, but that's not good for me. We'll get a card from my used pile. That seems like a good one to get. Yeah, I'll take the sniper. What card was it going to let him play for free as a response? That makes me nervous because I don't know what card that was that it was giving him an option to. Maybe it was just a trigger, a delay that he had set to make it appear like he had a response. We're going to pull Thrawn out of here, the lowest cost guy. Or lowest Destiny card out of your deck. We'll throw down this guy for free. Now I get a second Battle Destiny. You get a gun. And we'll use Hux's once per game because there's a good chance he might die here. Make sure to get my sight out as well. I think I'm going to grab FN. And we'll make sure to not leave our sight in there before we draw it for Battle Destiny. And get that out as well. Plus we need the Force activation. Okay. Anything that would deploy for free is going to be from its own game text, I would imagine. I can't imagine he's going to be able to react away with anything. I don't think the shield helps with that anyway. So let's just go for it. Let's battle. See if he's got Finn. Yep, he does. It's a strong hand. We're going to take a shot at the Falcon with the gun. I think that's going to hit it. She adds 2, so that's a 6. Yep, that hits it. And then we will limit my opponent to 1 Battle Destiny with the Imp command. And now we should do a whole lot of damage. I'm getting 2 Destiny, he's only getting 1. I'm up on him by 4 power, so I should win the battle pretty easily. Kylo will then make him lose 2 force because he lost the battle, and then he's going to lose the Falcon and everybody on it. There goes a Rey, a Poe, and a Finn. And he's got to lose a card to draw Destiny because my objective's flipped. So he top decks a Punch It, which he doesn't need anymore because his Falcon's about to leave the table. And he drew low, which is what I was hoping. So now I can just lose Hux. So this went about as well as I could have possibly hoped. I don't have any guys to retrieve. Yeah, we got to lose 4. So Hux covers the 4. So he loses the Falcon. That goes out of play. And there goes the other stuff. So he's got 4 cards in hand. He activates 11. I'm going to leave that up in space and hope it lives. Again, a bit more aggressive than I normally would go, but I feel like I've got my opponent kind of back up against the wall here. We saw when we verified his reserve deck, there were at least 1 or 2 ships still in there. He just lost the Tanev off the top. So the chances of having a ship and a pilot to go to space to beat up on my shuttle are pretty slim. And he's going to go off planet and go to my site, which is kind of what I was expecting, which is why I didn't really exactly want to put that out there, but at the same time I didn't really have an option. I needed the force, and I needed to make sure I didn't draw a 0. I'll get some extra force from that too. But we're going to get some good drains going this turn. He's going to just draw a bunch of cards now, reload his hand. So we'll have to get the finalizer out. And we're going to grab PV. He doesn't even have his grabber out, so oops, that was a mistake by Fungineer, not playing his defensive shield. Okay, and now just because the worst thing that could happen to me right now is Lost in the Wilderness. We will pull Fanfare Shield, because Fanfare is a good shield that cancels that. A lot of people forget that. Let's make him lose a force from You'll Be Dead. Drain him for 2 in space. And he's peeling a bunch of cards from hand and reserve deck. And Kyle's going to get a drain of 3. So I just made him lose 6 more cards this turn. So really putting him in a pretty bad spot. That's just going to continue to slide downhill, hopefully, for my sake. We'll back this up. That can get on. Whoops, wrong way. I moved the wrong guy. I want Mitaka to get off and get on the finalizer as a pilot. We're going to leave the shuttle just for extra forfeit, because right now we don't need the power from it, so... And we'll just go ahead and draw 1 or 2. battle plan or battle order shield, make him have to pay for his drain. Again, just continuing to lean on your opponent, force them to use as many of their resources as they can. And I don't need 2 of these, so we'll pitch 1 of them as well. And we'll see what he's got, see what he found that he's got to work with. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to keep making him lose 6 cards a turn, and he's only making me lose 2, so I'm already ahead, and I'm out damaging him. So it'll be up to him to kind of make things different, him to change the status quo. Definitely appreciate the creativity of his deck. He's using a lot of cards that we don't normally see. Things like Wyosley and Spaceport Speeders and the Crash Site Memorial and whatnot to really get extra activation. It's kind of forced me to play a little bit more conservatively than I probably would have liked to at this point. But the fact that he could suddenly just generate an obscene amount of force with Wyosley and Spaceport Speeders. Yeah, he just steals stuff, but the Spaceport Speeders card, as we looked at earlier, he sells vehicles. He draws 2 Destiny, probably, 7, 8, and then, total, and then activates that much extra force, which then lets him deploy a whole lot of stuff. Now, the fact that his hand size is small has let me not be too worried about that, but at the same point in time, he does have a good amount of potential that he could dump out on the table all in one fell swoop. So do I want the Firepower Shield to retrieve 1? I don't think I need it right now. I don't want to retrieve this sniper anyway. I want to stack it on my objective, or on the effect here. But I have a feeling this game will probably not be going too much longer. Feeling that there's just not a lot of cards in my opponent's deck that are going to be very helpful to him at this point. Now it's drained 3 at Jakku, right? Because the Finalizer adds 1 at the system. So now I'm doing 7 damage a turn. So something tells me he'll probably be thrown in the towel fairly soon here. I appreciate you guys checking out the game stream this weekend, as it's official live stream online play weekend is the official thing. So lots of games going on Gemp, and lots of leagues and stuff, and in real life foil prizes. As I did mention earlier, we've got the Kit Fisto foil that we are mailing out along with Snoke. They are also the versions that have been live coded into Gemp for the weekend, along with apparently 1 or 2 set 11 spoiler cards that are not legal for OCS play, for tournament play, because they're not legally released yet. So don't make that mistake and put one of them into an OCS deck and play it out. You will get DQ'd for that. That does not mean Dairy Queened. See if we can't pick up a couple more characters, and then we can go fight. And just a bunch of stuff I don't need at this point. There we go. I'll pull the Firepower Shield because I can. That's exactly what I was looking for. That was exactly what I was looking for. Alright, he activated it all. What's he going to deploy and beat me up with? Who's coming to space? He's got a quad laser cannon or something? A couple of Corvettes. Yeah, I mean, the finalizer is, what, armor 8 here. There's Bail Organa. While aboard a Corvette, he adds Destiny, and I can't shoot it. Okay. So right now he's getting 1 Battle Destiny. And now he's got Chewie as a pilot, so now he's got 4 abilities. Now he's getting 2 Battle Destiny. No gun, no force saved. I don't need all that many. Well, actually, how many do I need? Let's think about this for a second. Yeah, what the heck? Let's take them all. Let's go fight in both spots. It'll be fun. But first, force drain. Lose 1 to you'll be dead. Put Thrawn as a pilot, so now we get 2 Battle Destiny. And then we're going to go ground with Grievous and a couple of troopers. I don't expect this game to go much past this point, so we're just going to over-deploy, because, well, he can sell Rogue too, that's being piloted. What happens if Zev just goes lost? So he sells the speeder, and it goes lost. And then poor Wyosley is just sitting there. Yeah, and he's going to go ahead and throw in the towel there. So yeah, sell one of your vehicles, draw 2 destiny, vehicle is then lost. So yeah, there's nothing reason why you can't do it to one that's piloted. Probably not the best thing you would want to do with it, but yeah, he can sell the vehicle, and that would kind of get him out of trouble, almost like a built-in GIC. But okay, so that'll conclude that and wrap that up. We'll head back to the lobby and see what's going on here. How many games do I have left to play? OCS, where am I? Somewhere around here. I've got 3 games left. Okay. All these different other online weekend leagues and stuff going on.